everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and welcome back to another Aftertalk video. Today we're going to be talking about two different races, both in Asia. One of them is India from MotoGP, and the second one is F1 in Japan. But we're going to start off with MotoGP sprint race, because that one happened first. So, a lot of things happened. There were a couple of people who didn't finish the first lap, and those were Pol Espargaro, Stefan Bradl, and Luca Marini. There's one guy missing in here. He did not start the race even, and that is Alex Marquez. He's broken a bone. I can't remember what he broke. But yeah, that was during qualifying that he broke it in Q1. And also Luca Marini, he broke his collarbone during the opening crash. And he has been awarded a long lap penalty, or a double long lap penalty, for the very next race that he's able to compete at. And then we have some non-classified people, Juan Mir, Johan Zarco, and Aleix Espargaro. Well, let's talk about the only Japanese driver, Takaki Nakagami, P13. Not bad, but no points. Yeah. Marc Marquez, he got a podium. Well, podium, yes, it's a sprint. Doesn't really count as an official podium, but, you know, still got to play with champagne. Francesco Bagnaia second, and Jorge Martin first. Marco Bezzecchi was fifth. Anyone else popping up? Yes, Raul Fernandez. He's got a point in P9. Good job. Right. Couple of things that has happened in the MotoGP since last time I spoke about it. I believe there's been some things about next year's driver, Franco Morbidelli. He's got a seat for next year, and that is with a, what was it? Wait, I can't remember what it was, but it was like it was with Ducati, I believe. He got it with Ducati. So yeah, I think like Pramac. Anyway, he's got a seat, so yeah. And there has been talks that Marc Marquez might go to a Ducati team, but those are just rumors right now and not confirmed. So, that is not what I want to do. That is what I wanted to do. So, now we're going to go to Sunday morning to Formula 1 in Japan. Well, let me just tell you guys, everyone who retired from the race: Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Logan Sargent, and Alex Albon. They all retired in the pit lane. And there's been a thing. Red Bull retired both cars, but Max still finished the race. Basically, Perez had a shitty start. He was involved in an opening lap incident with both the Ferraris and Lewis Hamilton, where they went 4 wide. It was crazy. Hamilton had to go onto the grass. Mercedes needs to make lawnmowers, because those things cut grass better than lawnmowers, apparently. That's what Bottas once said. Then Perez was involved in an incident with Magnussen, And then while driving slow, Perez was involved in an almost accident with Lando Norris. Yeah. Perez ended up getting a penalty for that incident with Kevin Magnussen. But they didn't want it to turn into a grid penalty for the next race, which is Qatar in 2 weeks. So they sent him out for a lap, called him into box to serve the penalty, sent him out again, and then the next time he crossed to start finish, they retired the car again. So they got the green light, but the FIA won't do it again. So yeah. There was also an opening lap incident with Albon and some other people. Yeah, it was a big one. It was big. It was incident involved with Albon, Bottas, I believe also Ocon and Joe. Now Joe was separate. He got wing damage from debris that was flying around everywhere. Yeah, I think it was just them. Maybe a Haas as well. Maybe Kevin Magnussen involved in that as well. And yeah, it was not good. It was not good. So yeah. Home driver in P12, Yuki Tsunoda. He was driving an alright race. He stayed out of trouble, but tangled a bit with his teammate Liam Lawson. Tsunoda has been confirmed for next year, alongside Daniel Ricciardo at AlphaTauri. What do we need to do with Liam Lawson? Well, I say put him in a Williams. Because then you have Albon and Lawson next to each other. And that's basically... they've been teammates before in DTM. And then basically Red Bull's like taking over a Mercedes team. Because both Albon and Lawson are Red Bull juniors. So like they're taking over a Mercedes powered team. Well, could be fun, could be interesting, or they can replace Perez because like it's not going the way that Red Bull wants it to, and like Perez has been confirmed for next year, but that doesn't actually mean that he is going to stay. So I say put Lawson in there, see what he can do. And if that doesn't work, then put like Ricciardo, swap him with Ricciardo, you know. Yeah, Red Bull has the constructors title, with Max basically winning the race, getting that 1 point. So basically, what needed to happen was they needed to outscore Mercedes. And Ferrari could not get more than 24 points. They wouldn't be. They wouldn't. They didn't. How do I say this? Ferrari mustn't score more than 24 points. That's how it's said. So basically, Mercedes finished in 5th and 7th, so that's 10 and 6 points. That makes 16 points. Ferrari finished in 4th and 6th, gaining 12 and 8 points, which makes 20. And that's not enough for them to stay in the race. So, yeah. Max carried the entire team. Yeah. Max carried the entire team. So, yeah. Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing are world champions because Perez did like 2 victories and a couple of podiums and nothing else. Anyway, Fernando Alonso said he was thrown in the thrown to the lions. Alright. Well, to be honest, he was, but then again, he stopped early. Hamilton and Russell had a bit of a tangle, and they said at the end, like, let Hamilton pass. Basically team orders. Mercedes is known for that. And then it was like, slow down to give Russell DRS to defend himself. And then the science was like, they're using my trick against me. Yay. I have talked basically about almost everyone except for McLaren. Their qualifying result, I'm gonna say it, Piastri P2 and Norris P3. That was qualifying, alright? That was quali. And they were super happy about it. You know, like, this is the best result from McLaren. You know, best qualifying result joint qualifying result together with Silverstone. Because if you remember, then at that point Norris was second and Piastri was third in qualifying. In the race, it was nerve-wracking. It was so freaking nerve-wracking because I really wanted Piastri to get his first ever podium in Formula 1. I mean, he already has a podium to his name, but that's a sprint podium and that doesn't count. So in a main race, I wanted him to get a podium. And like this, the whole race, he was showing strong pace. Both of the McLarens had a bit of a tangle, but they did not crash. Luckily, they did not bump into each other. Yeah. With like 5 laps to go, Piastri was in third. Leclerc was behind him, but every time the gap between the two would grow bigger and bigger until it was like 6 seconds. And yeah, he crossed the line. And he's got his first ever podium. And I might have to make a drawing about this again, of them holding their trophies. Because Norris was second. And in the cool down room they were talking about like, welcome back to the Max Verstappen podcast. And then Max was like, I don't even like podcasts. So, yeah. But anyway, Oscar Piastri got a podium. Like, this is the best result from McLaren this entire season. Because normally, because before this, it was Norris carrying the team. But now Piastri is also scoring some decent points. And he's got a podium. I mean, Rookie of the Year already announced. Because Sargent will never, ever get up to his level in a Williams. And also Liam Lawson, he's a rookie, but like, no, he won't make it. So please announce Oscar Piastri Rookie of the Year 2023, please. Anyways, good race. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. to walk the dog, and I was tired because like also after that it was my boyfriend's birthday, so yeah, I was tired, but it was fun. Anyway, back to MotoGP. Actually, we're going to go to Moto3. Retirements. Joel Kelso. Matteo Bertelli. David Salvador. Scott Ogden. Sasuke Suzuki. Tayo Furusato. And Colin Vire. That with Colin Vire was not his fault. And he will not hold back in battles with his teammate. Because yes, his teammate made him crash out. So, yeah. Also, Ogden and Suzuki crashed together. It was a really weird crash. Like they ended up on like the bike ended up on top of one of them, and like the other bike, the Leopard racing bike, just went off on its own. It looked like it was gonna go back onto the track, but it didn't, luckily. Dennis on Chu, he he ignored medical procedures. I don't know for what, but he ignored them. Meaning he had to start from the back of the grid and he had to do a long lap or a double long lap. So yeah. Diogo Morara, he was getting there. He was there at trying to get to the podium, but he didn't. He got track limits and then a long lap. David Alonso, P5. Let's go and look at where all the Japanese drivers are. Well, no, because this is India, not Japan. I mean, next weekend they're gonna go to Japan. Let's look at where the Asian drivers are. How about that? So we of course know about Suzuki and Furusato. Then we have I'm not gonna say his first name because it's difficult. Asman in 21. Then Daniel Sharil, I think that's how you say it, in 20. Mario Suryo Aji, I think that's how you say it, don't know, in 18. Ryusei Yamanaka in P15, so that's a point. Turkey is still Europe, right? Turkey is still Europe, I think. Yeah, Ayumu Sasaki, P3. I really think that he should get a penalty for driving someone out of the race. Because if you guys remember, in Barcelona, Mr. Denis Onchu drove someone out of the race, also on the last lap. And yeah, he got a penalty for that, got a double long lap, which basically was 6 seconds. And Sasaki basically got nothing. Sasaki got nothing. So I really think that he should get a penalty. Or like get a disqualification from that race. Because you don't drive your teammate out of the race. Or basically you don't drive anyone out of the race. But yeah, when those two are together next race in Japan, Colin Via will not hold back. And if he needs to, he will drive Sasaki out of the race. But then take himself with him. With Sasaki. So, yeah. He's very open about that. And I think that he has every right. Because Colin Via was on podium course. And I was shaking the entire time. I was so upset. And then Kaito Toba, he's done a great race in P2. The winner was Hyama Masia. So yeah. Rueda, P10. Let's talk about the rookie. And let's talk about the woman in the field. Anna Carrasco in P19. So yeah. I still think that Sasaki needs to get a penalty. You shut up. Watch. Moto 2. I really need to hurry up because I think in like half an hour I need to make a run for it to the bus stop. Alright, retirements. Did not start Celestino Vietti. That was a restart because that was the red flag. Not finished first lap, Sonkia Chantra. Not classified, Aaron Canet, Jake Dixon, Jeremy Alcoba. He crashed while doing a long lap for causing the incident at the race start, the official race start. And Kota Nozane. Yeah, let's talk about the Asian drivers. Well, we've already discussed Chantra and Nozane. Taiga Hada in P23. Ayugura in P21. This is America. Yeah, that was it. Let's talk about the Dutch guys. Ben Schneider, he's had a tough weekend. P18 for him. Zonta. Let's talk about him. Because he's got his first ever racing points in Moto2. And I'm so proud of him. He's finally got it. All those times when he was in the points, he would drop back down. He would drop back to outside of the points. But right now, he's finally got it. 10 points in the pocket. And, you know, it's good for him. Because he doesn't yet have a seat for next year. And I think with this, he's shown that he has the ability to do it. And also his teammate got into the points with P8, gaining himself 8 points. The podium is Joe Roberts, who had a fight with Sergio Garcia. Garcia, rookie, finished P4. Joe Roberts finished P3 and Tony Arbolino finished second. And the winner was Pedro Acosta. He's going to be world champion. Let's hurry up to MotoGP. So, not classified. Augusto Fernandez, Aleix Spargaro, he had technical issues. Francesco Bagnaia, unfortunately, and Fabio Di Gianantonio. The Asian drivers, Takaki Nakagami, P11, 5 points. Right. Juan Mir finally finished the race and he outscored his teammate Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez did have a crash though, but he picked his bike back up and finished the race in P9, getting himself 7 points. Fabio Quartararo, podium for him. So proud again. P3. Jorge Martin, he was a bit overheated after the race and his suit opened up, but he was able, hear me out, he was able to close his suit while in a turn while racing. If that's not talent, I don't know what is. And then the winner was Marco Bezzecchi. He's got his first ever Grand Slam. Next race is Japan. Next weekend, Formula 1 is back in 2 weeks. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to hurry up because I have to upload this video right now. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, then please hit the like button. Also consider subscribing if you don't want to miss any more of these videos. But that's it from me for now. And I shall see you guys in another video. Bye!